Anger is the purest signal your body can send you, and you've spent your entire life learning how to disconnect the line. The advice you got was always one of two things: swallow it down or let it all out. By the end of this, you'll understand why both of those options are a trap, designed to keep the anger alive. And you'll learn the one mechanical process for actually letting it go, a process that separates the raw energy from the story that created it. Because that simmering resentment, the one you feel when you're trying to fall asleep, is the cost of an unread message. The idea of venting feels so right. It's the pressure cooker model of emotion. You feel the buildup, the heat, the pressure in your chest, so you open the valve, you yell, you punch a pillow, you type the long furious email, and then delete it. It feels like a release. For a moment, but a massive study from Ohio State University reviewed over 150 separate experiments involving more than 12,000 participants. The conclusion was unambiguous. Venting anger makes people more aggressive, not less. Hitting a punching bag after being provoked increases the likelihood you'll act aggressively later. Screaming into a pillow just trains your body to associate anger with explosive release. You're rehearsing the behavior. You're carving the neural groove deeper. Each time you vent, you are practicing how to be angry. You're getting better at it. You're making the trigger more sensitive, the reaction faster. It's the emotional equivalent of practicing your tennis serve into a wall. You get very good at hitting the wall, but that's not the point of the game. So if the pressure cooker model is wrong, what's actually happening inside of you, the truth is a little more like a fire alarm. The alarm is loud, it's unpleasant, it's designed to get your attention. Your anger is exactly that. It's a biological alarm system, refined over millions of years, that screams one of three things: a core value has been violated, a critical boundary has been crossed, or a fundamental need is being threatened. Think about the last time you felt a flash of real anger: a colleague taking credit for your work, someone cutting you off in traffic, a promise being broken. In each case, a rule in your internal world was shattered. The rule might be, I deserve respect for my work, or my safety should be considered, or people I trust should keep their word. The anger is the alarm bell telling you that one of these pillars of your reality has been attacked. Now, if a fire alarm goes off in your house, you have a few options. You could take a hammer and smash the alarm to make the noise stop. That's suppression. The noise is gone, but the fire is still burning silently in the walls. Or you could just stand under the alarm and scream along with it. That's venting. You've joined the chaos, but you've done nothing to address the fire. The only useful response is to use the alarm signal to locate the source of the smoke, to find the fire. But how can you possibly do that when the noise of the alarm is deafening? Because anger is a full-body experience. It isn't a thought. It's a physiological state. The moment your brain perceives the threat, your amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, sends a distress signal to your hypothalamus. This is the command center. It flips a switch that activates the sympathetic nervous system. It's a cascade. Your adrenal glands flood your body with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart rate accelerates. Your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. Blood is shunted away from your organs and into your muscles, preparing you for physical action. Your jaw clenches. Your shoulders tighten and rise toward your ears. Your face might feel hot. There's a buzzing energy in your limbs. This is the biological storm. You cannot think your way out of a thunderstorm. You can't reason with the flood of stress hormones. Trying to have a rational, calm conversation when your body is primed for a physical fight is like trying to do complex math while riding a roller coaster. Your higher reasoning functions in the prefrontal cortex are essentially offline. They've been deprioritized in favor of survival. Your body has to come down from that state first. Before any processing can happen, you have to let the physiological wave crest and fall. But how do you help your body do that without just punching something? You have to complete the stress cycle. The energy that flooded your body was meant for one thing: movement. Our ancestors used that adrenaline surge to fight a predator or run from a threat. That physical exertion would burn off the stress hormones and return the body to a state of balance. In modern life, we generate the same hormonal response sitting in a meeting or reading a text message. We have the full physical activation with nowhere for the energy to go. It just sits there, trapped in our tissues, creating that feeling of simmering agitation. Completing the cycle means giving the energy a pathway out. A safe one. This is a physical process. Go somewhere private. A bathroom, your car, an empty room, and let your body do what it wanted to do. Tense every muscle. Clench your fists, your jaw, your legs, your core. Tense them as hard as you can for 10 seconds. Feel the burn. Then release it all at once. Let your body go completely limp. Repeat this. The act of intense muscle contraction followed by release helps to flush the adrenaline. Another option is vigorous, contained movement. Shaking. Let your hands tremble. Let your arms shake. Let the vibration run through your whole body. It might feel strange, but you are discharging the nervous energy that was meant for action. Controlled deep breaths also signal safety to your nervous system. A slow exhale, longer than your inhale, activates the parasympathetic system, the rest and digest system. It's the biological off switch for the fight-or-flight response. The point of these actions is to metabolize the physical energy of the anger, to let the physiological storm pass through you. Once the physical noise dies down, you're left in a state of clarity, and that's when you can finally read the message the alarm was trying to send you. With a calm body and a clearer mind, you can look at the data, ask yourself a series of precise questions. First, what boundary was crossed? Get specific. Was it a boundary of respect, of time, of personal safety? Someone giving you unsolicited advice might cross a boundary of autonomy. A friend constantly being late crosses a boundary of respect for your time. Name the boundary. Writing it down is even more powerful. Second, what value was threatened? Our deepest anger often comes when a core value is violated. Values like fairness, honesty, loyalty, or security. If you value fairness above all else, seeing someone cheat the system will trigger a disproportionate response. You aren't just angry about the event. You're angry because the event challenges your map of how the world should work. Identify the value. Third, what expectation was unmet? Often, anger is the gap between our expectations and reality. You expected a promotion, you expected a partner to be supportive, you expected the project to go smoothly. When reality delivers something else, the friction creates anger. What was the specific expectation you held that reality failed to meet? Was that expectation reasonable? Was it ever communicated? This process moves the experience from a hot, blurry feeling into a set of clear, distinct data points. You stop being a victim of the emotion and start becoming a detective of its origins. The story changes from "I am so angry" to "I am feeling anger because my value of honesty was violated when an expectation of transparency was unmet." The first is a state of being. The second is an analysis, and once you have an analysis, you have options. This is the final crucial step. You use the information to take constructive action. You use the energy of the anger, now clarified and understood, as fuel. The purpose of anger's energy is to correct a wrong, to restore a boundary, to protect a value. Weaponizing anger means using that energy at someone. It's about punishment, blame, and attack. It almost always makes the situation worse. Constructive action means using that energy for something, for creating change. Based on your deconstruction, what is the smallest, most effective action you can take? If your boundary of time was crossed, the action might be a calm conversation. When you are consistently late, "I feel like my time isn't being respected. I need you to be on time for our meetings." Going forward, you've used the anger's signal to identify a problem and articulate a solution. You've restored the boundary. If your value of fairness was violated at work, the action might be to document the incident and speak with a supervisor, presenting the facts calmly. You are channeling the energy into upholding your value within the system. The anger provides the activation energy to have the uncomfortable conversation you would otherwise avoid. It gives you the fuel to advocate for yourself, to change your situation, to enforce your standards. This is the ultimate purpose of the signal. It's a call to action. It's a demand for integrity from others and from yourself. It pushes you to make your external world align with your internal values. So the process is clear. It moves from body to mind to action. First, you honor the physical reality of the emotion. You allow the physiological storm to pass by completing the stress cycle in a safe way. You tend to the body first. Second, with clarity restored, you deconstruct the signal. You become a detective, identifying the crossed boundary, the threatened value, the unmet expectation. You translate the raw feeling into usable information. Third, you use that information and the residual energy to take targeted constructive action. You use the fuel not to burn things down, but to build better boundaries and to realign your life with what you know is right. Anger is a profound tool for self-awareness and personal growth when we learn how to use it. It shows us exactly where our maps of the world are being violated. It reveals our deepest values with shocking clarity. Your anger isn't a problem to be solved. It's a compass pointing directly at something that needs to change. The question is whether you'll keep smashing the compass, or if you'll finally learn to read it and walk in the direction it points. And this same mechanism of separating the physical sensation from the mental story explains why excitement and anxiety can feel almost identical, which is a different kind of uncomfortable.